The discourse behind Assassin's Creed Shadows over the past week regarding if it's a success or failure for Ubisoft has been pretty insane. A lot of it as well disingenuous. And we knew these discussions and conversations were going to happen once this game finally did release after the multiple delays, because there was just an insane amount of controversy surrounding the game before it launched for a ton of different reasons. There is always going to be a crowd of gamers who is going to hate this game no matter what, and there's also going to be super fans of Assassin's Creed that are going to have its back no matter what. But regardless of either of these points of view regarding the Assassin's Creed franchise, or even the controversies surrounding the game itself, I think the biggest thing that is propelling all of these discussions forward is the controversy surrounding Ubisoft itself as a company. The first big thing they've been in the news for is how bad their stock has gotten in regards to what it was 5 years ago or so. And it has hit in a low for the past decade or so. And on top of this, they've also been in a ton of different buyout talks with Tencent that has been largely publicized by pretty much every single gaming publication out there. Now, in addition to both of these things, we have also heard reports anonymously from inside of Ubisoft that talk about their company culture, that they don't necessarily talk about feedback internally, that they have a toxic positivity issue within the workplace in general, and that their company culture isn't necessarily one that a lot of the employees of the company consistently feel like they can be successful within. Now, during all this, they have also been releasing games like Skull and Bones and Star Wars Outlaws that were either bad in regards to Skull and Bones or relatively mediocre or okay experiences in Star Wars Outlaws. That was definitely fun for some people, but a little bit lackluster for others. The Prince of Persia Lost Crown team was disbanded and moved over to other projects when that was their highest rated game and highest critically and user received game pretty much in the last 5 to 10 years as well. And because of all of this, people wanted to know if Shadows fails, is the end of Ubisoft, or if Shadows succeed, is this the new beginning, the return to form for Ubisoft, as they were in the really early Assassin's Creed games up to probably Black Flag. Now, we heard these same exact conversations take place with Dragon Age, the Veilguard, and BioWare. Is that their return to form, or is this the end of BioWare? Same thing happens, honestly, with Bethesda when Starfield released. Is this the beginning of the end for Bethesda? Can they never get back to what they were? Or if Starfield succeeds, is this the return to form for Bethesda? But now that Shadows is out, it's honestly hard to actually tell if it succeeded or not because of the conversations being relatively disingenuous out there on the internet with what they're actually reporting, along with Ubisoft not necessarily being very open with their fans as well and trying to put out numbers that don't have any backing from them about what they actually are. But before we get into it, thank you guys so much for over 1,000 subscribers, on the road now to 2,000 subscribers. So if you are new to the channel and you like this video and you like gaming news and gaming reviews with RPGs and other games like Assassin's Creed Shadows that I'm interested in as well, please like and subscribe if you guys do like what you see here. For returning viewers, if you notice the all-white background, very different from my previous ones, I did just move. That's why there was no videos in the last 3 days, but videos every day, and my background is going to return a little bit to normal with a couple differences here in the next few days. Now, let's get into it. So the big thing most people are talking about, and I'm sure if you're following this game you have seen on Twitter, is the Assassin's Creed Twitter account, or X account now, is posting kind of updates on how many players there are within the game, with their most recent one basically saying that they have 2 million players and that they're thrilled to celebrate this incredible milestone, and that Assassin's Creed Shadows has now surpassed the launches of AC Origins and Odyssey. Thank you for joining the journey to feudal Japan. Now, if you're taking this by face value, this is basically going to make Assassin's Creed Shadows the most successful Assassin's Creed game ever, with the exception of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But as many people know, 2 million players does not equal 2 million sales. They have probably not sold 2 million copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I really think if they had sold that many copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows, they would straight up tell everybody on Earth, hey, we have already sold 2 million copies of this 70 to 90 or whatever it is dollar game. Now, I also really highly doubt this is concurrent players, or else they would have said that as well, and that would be an incredible achievement. That would be bigger than almost any game we've seen since Black Myth Wukong. It would be even bigger than Monster Hunter Wilds, which didn't hit that 2 million player number, which we know is enormously large overseas. But what I really think this means is that every single person, if you add them up on Xbox, if you add them up on PlayStation, if you add them up on Steam, as well as the Ubisoft app, that all bought the game, them plus the people playing it through the Ubisoft subscription service, as well as people who got free codes that Assassin's Creed has been giving out as well, all of those people added up total are the amount of people that have probably hopped into this game over the past week or so since it launched. Now, could this equal well over 1 million units sold? Yeah, definitely. But does it equal that 2 million mark? I don't think so. It's somewhere within the middle of there, and there's nothing that we can really do to tell. Now, there's also a whole different narrative here that, in my opinion, is extremely annoying, is extremely disingenuous, which is just people that obviously want this game to fail for whatever reason that may be, just posting the Steam numbers over and over and over, saying it's less successful than Dragon Age the Veilguard, it's less successful than all of these other games that did extremely well on Steam, and if you don't have high Steam numbers, the game 100% is failing. And honestly, to that credit, that is the case for some games, specifically PC-only games or games that are mostly played on PC and on Steam, and it can definitely be a sign, even if the game is not mainly played on Steam, of how many people are jumping into it. Yes, but context definitely matters here. The Assassin's Creed games are very popular amongst the general gaming community that are playing these games on consoles. A lot less people are playing this game on Steam than they are on Xbox or PlayStation, probably. I can't say that for sure, but most likely that is going to be the case. Now, on top of that, it is also available through the Ubisoft app on PC as well. That a lot of people are probably playing this through the subscription service also because it's a cheaper option for them. And maybe it's not a ton of people, I guess, playing it through the subscription service. I don't know how many people are actually signing up for the Ubisoft subscription service, but there's definitely some people doing that. That is taking away Steam numbers as well. Shadows is also Ubisoft's most concurrently played game on Steam within the Assassin's Creed franchise, even inching past Odyssey. Now, Valhalla was obviously the most successful Assassin's Creed. Even the first couple weeks, it had more than the 2 million players, or at least did that in a quicker time than Shadows did. But if Odyssey is considered a huge financial success by the general population of gamers, then how would Shadows not be considered a success if it has more concurrent players on Steam than Odyssey did? And this is coming from someone who generally has not liked the previous Assassin's Creed games, that has talked a lot of things that were not so positive about Shadows. I just think it kind of takes away from gaming and gaming culture as a whole if you're disingenuous about these arguments and you're just making it look like a game is completely failing, even though that game could be generally considered a huge success for a specific company, especially when you're just completely removing the context out of the situation and just saying the game is a failure. Now, I do want to quickly talk about the reviews because on the content creator side, the reviews haven't been extremely positive by any means, but they haven't been extremely negative either. I think people are either saying it's just another Assassin's Creed game with some differences here and there from the more recent ones, but obviously still one of those, RPG-focused Assassin's Creed games that a lot of people actually really do enjoy, but might not necessarily be for them. But the game does seem to have some really good elements, like the combat, for example, people are saying is one of the best stealth combats that any game or Assassin's Creed specifically has done in a very long time. The world definitely looks and seems absolutely beautiful. The game seems to also be extremely polished for the most part. I haven't heard pretty much anything about people saying this game has been super buggy, laggy, or bad performance for them at all. But then I've heard some really negatives about the storyline and the narrative, and I've seen some very suspect clips on the voice acting.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
Now, if we go look at the Metacritic score, the aggregation of all the gaming publications that tend to give a little bit higher than normal, that's going to be sitting around an 80 as well, which is what a lot of previously successful Assassin's Creed games have had. So again, if you're going to consider those success, at least financially, you have to consider this one a success as well. And there's definitely a population of people, a very large population of people, that like these newer Assassin's Creed games. And although, no, I'm not necessarily somebody at all that loves the way the Assassin's Creed games have been in the past couple years and kind of the direction that Ubisoft is going with this franchise, I think I can still confidently say, objectively, that Shadows is going and already is pretty damn successful for Ubisoft in general. Now, I would like to hear down below in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you guys think this is successful or not successful? Do you think that they're largely wrong about the numbers they're giving us and kind of just inflating them for certain reasons, trying to make the game look more successful than it is? Or do you think this game is actually killing it? What do you think about the game in general? Do you like it or do you dislike it, and why? I would love to hear what you guys think down below. Thank you guys again for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you did like what you see here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.